Can the Boston Celtics overthrow the Cleveland Cavaliers? Now, we all know that Cleveland has been dominating the Eastern Conference for almost 3 years. But now, the Boston Celtics have built up a strong squad with many valuable assets that could potentially bring down Cleveland and take the top spot of the Eastern Conference. I am going to go over the starting lineup of each team, each player's strengths and weaknesses, and who wins each position matchup. I will also go over other valuable bench assets each team has. The Boston Celtics have point guard Isaiah Thomas as their starter. Now, Isaiah Thomas is one of the best scoring point guards in the league. He has amazing ball handling and the great ability to create his own shot. He can blow right by defenders to either drive into the paint or to spot up and use his great shot to hit the mid-range or three-pointer. He's also great at drawing defenders as well. However, he has one major hole in his game, and that is his defense. It's not that he doesn't try, it's that he's not strong or tall enough to deal with opposing guards. Now, moving on to the Cleveland Cavaliers starting point guard, Kyrie Irving. Kyrie, as we all know, is one of the best and flashiest ball-handling guards in the league. He dribbles like a man-man and either flies right by his defender or creates space for him to shoot his jump shot. As we all know, he is extremely clutch. He's extremely comfortable under pressure and handles big-time moments like a veteran, despite his young age. He also has notable playmaking to add on to his impressive scoring. One thing, though, is that he is not very talented on the defensive end. He's not bad, but he isn't good on the offensive side of things either. Who do I feel won the matchup? It is extremely close, and I know each will both be a major force in the matchup. But I feel that Isaiah Thomas wins the matchup. He is a better scorer than Kyrie on the offensive side of things, and Isaiah also has slightly better playmaking than Irving. Although Kyrie is a better defender than IT4, I feel Isaiah is the winner of this matchup. Now, moving on to the Boston Celtics 2-guard, we have Avery Bradley. Avery Bradley is a great second option for Boston. His shooting has been phenomenal this season. He's one of the best rebounding guards in the league. This allows for many fast break opportunities since he can push the ball up court, leaving opposing big men in the dust. So the paint is wide open for an easy basket. His perimeter defense is also great with his strength and ability to contain guards, and he can steal the ball on top of that. Going on to Cleveland now, we have J.R. Smith. J.R. Smith has been out with an injury, so I will cut him a bit of slack. He can be an outside offensive threat and also can grab a couple of rebounds, which is helpful. One thing though, he is one of the most inefficient players I have seen. He can't hit a shot, and it makes Cleveland worse when he shoots. And on defense, it isn't that much better. He is very average, and that isn't that helpful. I feel that, once again, Boston has won this matchup. Avery Bradley is not only much better on offense, he is great on defense. He's all around better than J.R. Smith. Now at the small forward spot for the Celtics, we have Jay Crowder. Jay Crowder is a great perimeter defender. His size, strength, and athleticism make him a great defensive stopper on the outside. Jay also is good on the offensive end with his athletic finishing at the rim and outside shooting. Moving on, we all know who Cleveland's small forward is. The best basketball player in the league today, LeBron James. LeBron James this season has taken a step back. Instead of completely taking over the game and running the offense for himself, he has decided to implement Cleveland's many new assets and pieces into the offense. His playmaking has been phenomenal this season. His rebounding is also amazing due to his athleticism and strength. He is a good perimeter defender with his athletic abilities, strength, and physicality. Of course, we all know who wins this matchup, the Cavaliers. And now don't get me wrong, Jay Crowder is very important to Boston and will be a threat against Cleveland, but he cannot compare to the all-around superstar talent of LeBron. Now on to the next position. The Celtics have power forward Amir Johnson as their starter. Amir Johnson is very good for running a small lineup. He plays more like a small forward with a slightly smaller size and slim frame. He is very athletic and can finish around the basket. He is a decent perimeter defender for a big man as well. Although he is not a major perimeter threat, he can hit a 3 if he's open. However, his lack of rebounding can cause problems. Not being able to grab rebounds at a high level can allow other teams to get many more possessions, take away opportunities on the offensive end, and allow for easy around the basket shots for the other team. Moving on, we have Cleveland's starting power forward, Kevin Love. Kevin Love is one of the best shooting big men in the NBA today. He can spread out the floor and draw out his defender. Typically another power forward to open up the paint for LeBron or Kyrie to take over and score on the inside. He is decent at scoring around the basket as well. He can post up against other big men to score. His rebounding is great and is very impressive for power forward. This will be extremely helpful against smaller, less skilled rebounding opponents for dominating the second chance boards. One issue though, he isn't a good rim protector or defender as a whole. This is an issue for the Cavs. The matchup winner for the 4th spot is, once again, the Cavaliers. Kevin Love is a great offensive force and an all-star. Amir Johnson, while still helpful, stands no chance against Kevin Love. Now, as we continue, we have center Al Horford for Boston. Al is a great offensive center. He has always had a deadly jump shot, creates plenty of space in the paint for Boston's many athletic finishers. He also has great post scoring. His playmaking is also a very important piece to Boston's offense, allowing him to post up and pass it out to Boston shooters, or running pick and pops with Isaiah Thomas. On the defensive end, he is extremely helpful, being able to step out of the paint and defend other shooting centers or protect the rim. However, one issue with him and the Celtics front court as a whole, he is not a very good rebounder. This, as I have already noted, can cause many issues for Boston on the defensive end. For our last starter here, we have Tristan Thompson. Tristan Thompson is a great defensive asset. He is a very strong and physical paint defender and is good at blocking offensive players' shots. He is great at grabbing rebounds and capitalizing off of missed shots. On the offensive end, he is very athletic and is great at finishing around the rim. He can get second chance boards as well, which is a great weapon against Boston's weak rebounding. The winner of this matchup is, although by a close margin, the Boston Celtics. Al Horford's offensive and defensive abilities make him versatile and a deadly weapon. However, Tristan Thompson is still a better rim protector and a much better rebounder. That is the starting lineup and how I think it'll match up. Now let's move on to the bench assets. For the Boston Celtics, Jaylen Brown is a great athletic perimeter defender for Boston coming off the bench. He's able to drive and score around the basket with his strength and athletic abilities. He also has shown some skill in the high post, and his three-point shot is valuable as well. Another bench asset for Boston is Kelly Olynyk. Kelly is a very valuable backup center. His shooting spreads out the floor for Boston's many inside scorers, and he has some skill around the basket. He can grab rebounds at a decent rate and has shown some playmaking abilities. Now we have Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart is a great perimeter defender with hustle and athleticism. He can steal the ball and force turnovers at a decent rate. On the offensive end, he can be a decent athletic finisher and he can hit open jump shots. His playmaking is also valuable coming off the bench, and he can get rebounds at a decent rate. Moving on to Cleveland's many bench assets. First off, we have Deron Williams. As we all know, Deron was signed in the second half of this season after being waived by the Mavericks. He is very physical and strong for a point guard, and this allows him to drive inside and overpower other point guards so he can score around the basket. His playmaking is great, and he can be a great floor general when he's on the court. His perimeter defense is also valuable. Next up, we have power forward Derrick Williams. Derrick has been a great athletic finisher coming off the bench. His shooting has been fairly effective and can space the floor. His rebounding is productive, and he is a decent rim protector. He's also a good perimeter defender for a power forward that can defend and stretch bigs. Another important bench asset for Cleveland is Iman Shumpert. Iman is a great athletic scorer. His athletic finishing is very effective, and his shooting is helpful as well. On the defensive side of things, he is a terrific perimeter defender with his athleticism and can also steal the ball as well. That's how I think each team matches up right now. Later this week, you can expect a part 2 where I go over what the Boston Celtics would do over the offseason to acquire more assets to take on Cleveland. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you later.